Hi, and welcome to the Health Begins with Mom show. I am Dorit Palvanov, your host. On this podcast, I will share insights and interviews on health, parenting, and explore the question of what does it take to thrive as women, wives, and mothers. Now, let's get going with today's episode. Hey everybody, thank you for joining the Health Begins with Mom show. This is Dorit Palvanov, your host. This is the place where we talk about the intersection between your health as a woman, your sacred work in your home as a wife and mother, and how to tap into your life's work as a healer and creative in a way that feels aligned, authentic, and joyful. As I always say, I believe that all mothers are healers and we can make the world a better place. But we have to start with us. We have to begin with us by cultivating that inner sense of joy, by feeling really connected to ourselves and maybe even to a higher power. So when I say health, I really mean health as a multi-diversal word. It means emotional health, it means mental health, it means spiritual health, and of course it also means physical health. So this is what we are going to talk about on the show, and today I wanted to read you a really beautiful letter that was written by Mona Sinha, who is a financial expert and leadership development expert. And this letter is called A Letter to My Girls. And it's from a book called What I Told My Daughter, Lessons from Leaders on Raising the Next Generation of Empowered Women. And as you guys know, I am a mama of 3 girls, and I know a lot of my clients are also mothers of girls. And this is always near and dear to my heart, and so I think you will love it as much as I loved it too. But before I get into the letter, I wanted to remind you that next week, the 19th of March, if you're listening in real time, the 19th of March, I will be hosting a webinar where we are going to be uncovering and dissecting the topic of burnout and anxiety and overwhelm and stress in our lives as mothers. And I will be teaching you the 3 pillars of women's health, of really what are the 3 pillars that we as women have to support in our lives in order to really thrive as women. Not, I talk about this a lot here on the show and also on my workshops. We are, as women, we're not only a nicer or lovelier version of a man. We are women, and we have a different and intricate hormonal system and a digestive system and a nervous system, and all these systems, they work together. And actually these are the 3 pillars that I'm going to be talking about on the webinar. And what I see over and over again in my practice is that we are not taught. First of all, we don't know that these are the pillars of our health as women, but also we don't know how to support ourselves. So my goal with this webinar is first and foremost to educate you, but also give you practical tools and practical ideas and examples of what are the things that you can do to support yourself in terms of your nervous system, in terms of your hormonal system, and also your digestion. All right, so this is happening next week, March the 19th. I've created 2 time slots. So the first one is going to be during the day. It's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the second time slot is on the same day. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And both of these lessons are going to be the same. The reason I've created 2 time slots is just to accommodate people who are who have different time zones, and also your work schedule. I know a lot of you are working full time, and it's difficult to allocate an hour in the middle of the day, and sometimes it's even impossible. So to be of service to you, I've created 2 time slots, and hopefully this is helpful. These webinars, both of them will be recorded. But in order to get your hands on the recording, you must register, because if you don't register, I wouldn't know that you wanted the recording, right? I'm not just going to send a blast to my entire email list. I only will send it to people who are interested, who have registered. So to do that, please head on over to my website. So it's www.healthbeginswithmom.com/anxiety-webinar. All right. And if you scroll below, there is a registration. So you have to put your name, your email, and then pick the time that works best for you. Even if you know that you cannot make it live, make sure to register so that I can send you the recording. All right. And without further ado, let's jump into the letters. Letters to my girls. And it goes like this. To my dearest Anya and Ria, be the change you want to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi's simple words have been my inspiration in life. I hope that as you find yourself on the cusp of adulthood, you too will find a simple truth to guide your life choices. I love that you are twins, yet very different human beings. I hope that you will forever treasure the closeness of your unique relationship. My life as a child was not as simple as yours. I was born the third of 3 girls in Calcutta. Society at large clucked regretfully as I should have been the much sought after boy. I grew up with the burden of being the daughter who should have been the son, and as such felt that I had to fulfill that role. Thankfully, I excelled in school and took on leadership roles, but sometimes it felt like an act to please everyone else around me. My acceptance into a prestigious college in India was once again proof that I could be as successful as the boy. However, the stifled academic environment and rote learning were huge intellectual disappointments. Furthermore, the murder of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in 1984 and the subsequent politicization of the campus made learning even more difficult. I decided to take a bold step to leave and attend college in the United States. I decided to apply to women's college, and when Smith College in Massachusetts admitted me with a full scholarship, I felt truly blessed. I love the rebellious women that were Smith alumni. Gloria Steinem, to this day, is a huge role model. It was at Smith, free from expectations of parents and society, that I was able to explore, take risks, and discover my authentic self. It was at Smith that I finally proved that you didn't need to be a boy to make a difference. Smith allowed me to be genuine, to find innovative solutions to problems that were difficult, to discover who I really was, to find my voice. I had to speak up when I was not awarded enough financial aid in my sophomore year. On another occasion, I had to find a way to get into a program in Washington, D.C. that had never hosted a scholarship-supported international student. I also had to interpret the Bhagavad Gita for a friend who asked me about Hinduism in a way that I had never before considered. These are the experiences that freed me and made me determined to allow you, my girls, to shine in any way that you please as you find your passion for life. Anya, I can see how your compassion for others will take you far. Ria, I see how your grit and determination displayed so vividly on the soccer field will motivate you to push forward. Keep these qualities and develop them further, as they will help shape you. My decision post-college to pursue investment banking was an extension of my confidence in my ability to compete in a largely male-dominated world. At Smith, I had been told that I could do anything, encouraged by the many female role models, professors, advisors, staff, and alumni, who supported me and pushed me. As I began my first job on Wall Street, I realized that gender equality was great in theory, but not really played out in practice. I learned a tremendous amount and enjoyed working in the intense atmosphere of mergers and acquisitions, but faced sexist comments and was often solicited to engage improperly. It was hard and often with a trumping heart that I had to stand my ground with some pretty influential men, but in the long run it stood me in good stead. My belief in myself and my determination to be true to my own values enabled me to earn respect. I did not play the game. That, in a nutshell, is the most important lesson of leadership and life. As I have transitioned from working on Wall Street to restructuring businesses in Asia to finally dedicating myself to investing in women's education and development as leaders and entrepreneurs, I have learned that being authentic and understanding a few simple truths are the tenets of a successful life. Number 1, technology will give you many tools, but may hamper your creativity and ability to think out of the box. 2, be careful not to limit yourself to easy answers. Take risks and know that it's okay to fail sometimes. 3, fear is not a reason to not do something. 4, use love and compassion even when all else fails. And 5, respect the choices that people make, especially if they diverge widely from your own. When you respect others fully, only then will you be respected back. You often ask why we have so many young women stay at our house. Sometimes for a few days, sometimes for an entire summer. These are my mentees, girls and women that I advise and support, as I see the sparkle within them that they have yet to discover themselves. My greatest joy is to see my mentees fly and achieve something that they thought was impossible for them to do. I want to be their safety net as I am yours. I want to be their rock as I have so hugely benefited from my own rock of family, your dad, your brother, and you too. I hope you live a life that is whole. I hope you find joy every day in things both big and small. Live a life of excellence as defined by your own expectation of what that means. Build a life that cherishes the lessons of the past to reap the dreams of the future. Fill your life with compassion, determination, grit, and strength of character to ease the world of its many worries. I regret that I won't be there to see your lives completely lived, but I hope that the lessons I teach you from my life bring to you something to use in your own. I hope you enjoy many moments of happiness and feel the thrill of changing something that is wrong. Make the right choices for yourselves and know that I love you and will always remain your biggest supporter. So this was written by Mona Sinha, who is the founder of the project to establish the Asian Women's Leadership University in Malaysia. She's also an advisor and director of Impact Investment Exchange Asia, the first social work exchange being set up in Singapore. She began her professional career as an investment banker at Morgan Stanley, followed by a marketing career at Procter & Gamble and Unilever. In 2010, she worked on a project for Goldman Sachs Asia on the development of Asian leadership. She holds an MBA from Columbia University and serves as an advisory director to the Columbia Business School Social Enterprise Program. She's a trustee of Smith College. I loved this letter. This book, actually, what I told my daughter, has many different letters written by mothers to their daughters. And I am just loving each and every one of these letters. And the reason I've decided to read this particular letter to you is because it just spoke to me on so many levels. First and foremost, this is, the message that I would leave to my girls as well. But also I feel like my work in the world, in a sense, is kind of mothering my clients. I find that a lot of my clients have been raised as being seen, but very rarely really truly heard. And a lot of my work is listening to them and hearing the ponders of their heart, what they're really thinking about and craving inside and desiring, and sometimes it's just voicing back to them that they are capable and they can have what they want in life. It's just a matter of figuring out how. And many times when they do come and work with me, the roadblock that stands in their way is they just don't feel good. They don't feel good in their skin and their body. They don't feel confident enough. They feel literally physically sick. They have a lot of thyroid issues and digestive problems, and maybe adrenal fatigue, that PCOS, menstrual problems, and those things they stand in the way between them, how they want to show up in their lives and what they truly really want, and what's happening in reality. And so I would like to invite you to, first of all, if you can get your hands on this book, absolutely do it. I got my copy from a library, and go through the letters. And I mean, I think each one of these letters, as I read them, it just speaks to my heart so deeply that I just find myself sobbing. It's crazy. And I think it will do the same to you. I have a good feeling that it will. And it's not because I want you to cry. It's just because I want you to feel truly connected, and to have that feeling of, or maybe a taste of how it feels to be truly connected and authentic with who you are. And so whatever letter speaks to you, dig deeper, slow down, and ask yourself, why is this letter so, why does it touch me like that? What about this letter, or the messaging that they, the author or whoever wrote the letter, why does it touch you so much? So it's something to dig into. And that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. Again, I'm reminding you to register to the webinar. It's happening next week, March the 19th. And the link again is www.healthbeginswithmom.com/anxiety/webinar. Go over there, register, and I will see you on Tuesday. All right, my love, sending you off with much love and healing. I'll catch you next time. Thank you for listening to the Health Begins with Mom show. I love hearing from you, so please post your comments and questions over at healthbeginswithmom.com/podcast. If you love the show, please share it on social media and in your real life with other moms who might enjoy this content. And if you have a burning question or topic you'd like me to hit on the show, just drop me a line at dorit@healthbeginswithmom.com. And if you love this show and really want to support it, please go to iTunes, write a review, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Much love and many blessings.